Today I bring you the story of a gangster, a man whose name makes the whole city tremble. He is been away from the city for last 15 long years, yet even now the city still run by his rules. No one, not the leader, not the politician, not even other gangster, dare to stand above him. But who is this gangster? What exactly did he do 15 years ago? Why does everyone still fear him? And why was he forced to leave the town? We will uncover all those answers in today's video. I am talking about the action-packed gangster movie. They call him OG. So without wasting any more time, let's dive straight into the main story. At the beginning of the story, we see that after World War II in 1940, when Japan was washed by the atomic bombing from America, chaos and fear took over the country. During that dark time, a notorious gangster named Yokoja rose to power. A man whose very scared away people sleep. Back then, Yokoja had only one true enemy, the samurai. One day, the samurai along with their warrior launched a fierce attack on Yokoja's gang, but they were no match for the Yokoja's power. Many samurais were brutally killed and only a few managed to survive. The surviving samurais went into hiding near Mount Fuji, where they formed a secret group called the Black Dragon Society, their only goal being to destroy Yokoja Empire once and for all. However, despite their effort, they couldn't overpower him. Years later, in 1970, a few members of the Yokoja's gang tracked down the last surviving samurai's warrior and went to the mountain valley to kill him. As the Yokoja men started beating the samurai, one of their own suddenly ran in and shouted, "Someone outside has just killed all our men." Hearing this, the old samurai warrior claimed said, "This is not the end, it's just the beginning." Moments later, the Yokoja men brutally killed that last samurai. Right after his death, we see a photograph with old samurai standing beside a young boy. It turns out that the boy outside, who had just killed all the Yokoja soldiers, was that same child. After the samurai's death, fear of the Yakuza spread like wildfire across Japan. Many people started preparing to flee the country, and among them was that same boy. At this point, the story shifts focus on Satya and Miraj, two close friends. They arrive at Japan port carrying a huge amount of gold bar. Satya's dream was big. He wanted to use that gold to build a massive port in Bombay, one that would create jobs for thousands of people. Meanwhile, the same ship was also filled with passengers trying to escape Japan, running from Yakuza's terror. But fate had other plans. A group of pirates attacked the ship, attempting to steal Satya and Miraj's gold. Satya immediately pointed his gun at them, trying to defend his treasure. But the pirates weren't intimidated. They kept advancing, threatening to kill Satya's men. To save his people's lives, Satya has left with no choice. He agreed to hand over all his gold to pirates just to keep his men alive. And just then, that same boy who once stood beside the samurai stepped forward and single-handedly faced all pirates. In a fierce fight, he killed every one of them and saved Satya's gold. Out of gratitude, Satya offered the boy a portion of the gold as reward, but the boy refused. Instead, he claimed said, "You are willing to give up your entire life's earning just to save your people. Now build that port for them and stand by their side. I will stand by yours." After this, the scene shifted. The story jumped ahead to Bombay, 1993. We see a cargo ship secretly smuggling some valuable goods for a man named Jimmy. But suddenly, the crew spotted the Coast Guard approaching fast. Panicking, they informed Jimmy immediately. Jimmy ordered them to unload the container at any cost because the goods inside extremely important to need to be delivered urgently. He then rushes toward the port, which, as it turns out, was owned by Satya Dada, the same man from years ago. Meanwhile, Jimmy reached the port and began unloading the container, but Parth, Satya Dada's son, noticed and stopped him. A heated argument breaks out, and soon both of them pull out their guns, pointing at each other. Satya grabs Jimmy's gun and forces open the container, only to discover that it is filled with RDX explosive. Before Parth can react, Jimmy shoots him from behind, killing him on the spot. He also killed several of Parth's men to cover his track. Hearing the gunshots, other workers rush toward the port, and Jimmy, realizing that the situation, escaped with his crew, leaving the container behind. News of Parth's murder spread rapidly across the city. At risk Miraskar, the leader of the ruler party, who coincidentally was both Satya Dada's old friend and Jimmy's brother. Fear spread across every face, but no one yet knew that Jimmy himself was that one who murdered Parth. The next day, at Parth's funeral, everyone gathers, from politician leaders to dangerous gangster. Among them, we see Arjun, the grandson of Satya Dada. 15 years ago, Arjun's father was killed by a man known as OG. Meanwhile, Miraskar also arrived at the funeral, accompanied by his son Jimmy. Miraskar consoles Satya Dada, saying, "Whoever killed Parth will not be spared." But during this, Jimmy smirks, his eyes fixed on Parth's grieving widow. Noticing this, Satya Dada quickly handed a stick to Parth's wife. Without hesitation, she started beating Jimmy's in front of everyone. No one dares to intervene. Not gangster, not politician, not even Miraskar himself. Everyone just stand there, terrified and silent. After the scene, Satya Dada looks at Miraskar and says loudly, "He is being punished only on suspicion. But if that suspicion turns out to be true, you already know what will happen next." Humiliated and furious, Jimmy storms out the place. Outside, some men ask Arjun, "What is the tension between those people about?" Arjun replies quickly, "It all about because of the port." Then we cut to Miraskar and Jimmy talking outside. Miraskar tells his son, "Don't you know about my past? Years ago, I kidnapped Satya Dada to seize the same port. I even held this grandson Arjun hostage. And with that, we are taken into a flashback." Miraskar keeps the two of them locked in his house. And then the boy from 1970, OG's Gambhira, whom everyone call OG, appears. OG arrives and with his sword begins to cut down everyone one by one. Satya then signs the port paper and tells Miraskar, "If you have power, come take the port." At that moment, OG shows up. After killing everyone, OG takes young Arjun and approaches Miraskar. Miraskar falls at his feet, begging for mercy. OG spares him but warns, "I will forgive you this time, but if you make such a mistake again, your head won't stay on your shoulder." Saying this, OG takes off his blood-stained shirt and pins it to the port as a flag. When the flashback ends, Miraskar points to that flag and tells his son, "This is the blood-stained shirt which is now being used as a port's flag." At that moment, Miraskar tells his son Mood, "I survived that day, but what you have done now, you won't get away with." Meanwhile, Arjun's friend asks him why OG didn't come. Everyone had come, but OG did not. Arjun explained that OG left Mumbai 15 years ago and never returned after killing Satya Dada's elder son. Hearing this, Arjun said, "With Parth's death, OG will surely come this time, and his death will be my hand." The next day, the chief minister is holding a meeting with the police, and they confirm that Jimmy is indeed the one who killed Partha. The chief minister tells the meeting that Bombay is not the Bombay it used to be. With Parth's death, Satya Dada has been greatly weakened. At the port, Satya insisted that Partha died because of RDX, and that the explosive must not be allowed to get into anyone's hands. Meanwhile, Jimmy calls a police officer from his crew and tells him, "I need that container." The police answers, "Okay, I will bring it to you." So the police arrive at the port with a force and start checking the container. They eventually find the container, but the RDX is no longer inside. Satya Dada had removed it earlier. The police then grab some of the port workers and begin torturing them to find out where the RDX is hidden. A scuffle breaks out between the police and those men. At one point, the police put a gun to the hand of one of Satya Dada's men. A little girl ran to tell Satya's son's wife that the police have arrived at the port. Satya's son's wife rushes over and holds a gun to the police, forcing them to release the captive and leave empty-handed. Meanwhile, Jimmy captures some Satya Dada's men and torturing them to find Satya Dada whereabouts. After brutalizing them with no result, Jimmy kills one man. Terrified, another captive tells Jimmy that Satya Dada has gone to Nasik. Jimmy calls an associate he knows there and tells him Satya must be killed. Then heads off to Nasik himself. At the same time, a spy of Jimmy's team, a close associate of Satya Dada, informs Subalekha that Jimmy had found out Satya's location and is now out to kill him. Hearing this, Geeta tells Subalekha that Satya must be protected at any cost. Subalekha replies that only one person can save Satya now, OG. Geeta asks in hope, "Have you found OG?" Subalekha says OG was last seen 7 years ago at hotel in Madurai. There, OG assaulted a human trafficking ring, causing a bloodbath, and saved the lives of 40 people. That same day, after OG killed everyone in the hotel, he stayed there. Later, the Madurai police took him to the station, but the CI at the station started trembling in fear the moment he saw OG. Then, in front of other officers, the CI revealed OG's true identity. He explained that when he was posted in Bombay years ago, a group of thugs had once kidnapped a child. Back then, OG had brutally assaulted every single one of those gangs. The CI had witnessed that with his own eyes. After that, at the station, the police discussed several more stories about OG's past. The CI then said, "Let him go. Keeping him here will only bring trouble." So Madurai police released OG. After telling all this, Subalekha said to Geeta that she went to go Madurai station several times afterward, but could never find any trace of OG. The only thing the police told her was about someone named Kanmani. Hearing that name, Geeta suddenly remembered Kanmani used to write letters to Satya Dada quite often about OG. So Geeta started looking for those old letters. After searching for a while, she finally found them and began to read. At this point, we are taken into a flashback. We learn that Kanmani is a doctor. One day, she meets Gambira and eventually the two fall in love and got married. In Madurai, Gambira opened a children's judo where he trained young kids in martial art. One day, a master came another judo and challenged Gambira to a fight. Gambira accepted and two engaged in a fierce battle. When Kanmani heard about this fight, she rushed to the school and tried to stop them, but neither man stopped. The fight ended only when the visiting master started bleeding from his mouth and admitted defeat. Afterward, Kanmani came home, wrapped Omi's sword in her sari and said, "From today, you won't touch this again." She added, "We are leaving this place for the sake of the three of us." By that, she revealed she was pregnant. Overjoyed, OG agreed and they moved to a new place. One day, Gambira was looking through some old pictures of himself and Satya Dada. When Kanmani accidentally saw them, there was an address written on the back of one photo, and Kanmani began writing letters to Satya Dada regularly. In time, Kanmani gave birth a baby girl, and together she and OG raised her lovingly. One day, Kanmani noticed a tattoo on OG's hand and asked, "Who were you before we met?" The question made OG uneasy. Seeing that, Kanmani said gently, "I am not interested in your past." OG then said, "There is no one else in my life, but please stop writing to Satya Dada." Kanmani replied, "I just wanted to help you meet him again." Then she wrote one last letter. The story now returned to the present. Subhalekha goes to the police commissioner and asks him to release the men captured at the port. But commissioner refused, saying, "Forget about releasing them. First tell me whose container is it." Then it is revealed that the container belonged to Omi, who has come from Bombay. Soon after, a representative of international smuggler David arrives to meet Omi. David's representative tells Omi that delivery still hasn't arrived. He warned Omi that if David gets angry this time, the consequences will be severe. "Do you understand, Omi?" Omi then gives a powerful demonstration showing a blast of force to prove his power. Terrified, the representative retreats. Everyone outside witnessed the blast devastation. Omi's power became clear. He has eliminated many big mafias and himself became a terrifying, heavily armed force. Subhalekha calls Geeta to relay the news. The situation shifts at the hospital. Satya Dada has come there to meet Kanmani. While at the hospital, Jimmy's men recognize Satya Dada and inform Jimmy. Satya Dada meet Kanmani and say, "We need OG, not just me. All of Bombay needs OG now." Meanwhile, Omi has arrived in Bombay. We learn Omi is actually Miraskar's elder son, Jimmy's elder brother. His arrival spread panic. His unwanted presence terrifies Miraskar also. Kanmani phones OG urgently and asks him to come to the hospital. OG asks why. Kanmani says, "Your father is here." At that moment, Jimmy blasts into the hospital with local gang and weapons and being searching for everyone. Satya moves Kanmani and her child to a safe place, take up arms and prepare to defend them. While this is happening, Satya Dada managed to slip away from the hospital with a spy who had been with Jimmy. Escaping in a car, Jimmy tries to shoot Satya Dada, but Kanmani intervenes and warns Jimmy. Enraged Jimmy shoots Kanmani and then sets hospital on fire. Someone informs Geeta of this. Meanwhile, Omi arrives at the port with his force. Geeta points a gun at Omi, but Omi brings Subhalekha forward and threatens to kill him, which forces Geeta to lower her weapons. Omi demands to know where the container is. "Tell me or everyone dies." Omi claims he knows the container is here and orders a girl to be brought who could save them. As the girl runs, Omi shoots her from the behind. She falls wounded. Omi then warns that his brother Jimmy is also Satya's trail. "Tell me where the container is or everyone dies." At the same time, Jimmy shoots Satya's car tire. The car flips and Satya hides with his spy in the nearby forest. Jimmy sets the whole forest on fire. Omi sets fire to Satya's office room and attempts to torch the port worker. Miraskar intervenes to stop him. Jimmy captures Satya and Miraskar tells Geeta to reveal where the container is. "Tell us or everyone dies." Geeta says she will tell them, but first she has a story to tell. She begins, "Once in a kingdom, a king was in danger. A warrior came and helped him, becoming the king's shield against every danger. The warrior fell in love and left the kingdom. You killed the warrior's love. Who will save you now?" Miraskar asks whom she means, but at the moment Gambira arrives at the hospital. He sees the flame and Kanmani laying on the floor. She is still alive but dies soon after in OG's arms. Before she dies, she says, "Your father needs you. He is in danger." As Jimmy's men try to take Satya away, Gambira appears and brings to show his might. One by one, he kills them all, decapitating some, cutting off others' hand. When someone recognizes OG and tries to run away in fear, OG kills him as well. But before he dies, she tells Jimmy that OG is arrived. The local gangs are terrified because they have been seen OG's raped before. Jimmy says, I even worshipped the devil to bring OG back, and now I see him. With that, he starts fighting, but OG decapitates Jimmy. At the port, a call comes in. Subalaka tells Geeta that the call is for Omi. When Omi answers, Satya says OG has come. He is cut Jimmy's head off. Omi is stunned. OG has killed his younger brother. The next day, at Kanmani's funeral rites, Gambhira can only remember Kanmani's last words. Gambhira part from Kanmani's last rites holding their daughter. Meanwhile, the local gangs bring Jimmy's severed head and dead body to Miraskar house. As they carry the corpse, the head falls to the ground in front of Omi. Seeing his brother mangled head, Omi goes into rage. The head is then stick back on and the funeral completed. At that funeral, Satya arrives with his spy. Omi shows his anger, but his father restrains him. The spy then stands up and declares that the storm is coming, OG is returning. Darkness falls as OG's arrival is announced. Arjun also realizes OG is coming. They prepare OG's old car and OG drives straight to the police station. All the policemen at the station are fainted, everyone except one officer, because that officer is Jimmy's man. OG asks where Geeta and others are being held. The officer at first calls, saying he is heard all about OG, but now OG must be old. He even points a gun at him. Then OG shows his true face. He orders the policemen to grab the officer's hand, which they do, and then commands that his finger be cut off. They scramble to find knife. A police remove a blade from a rifle bayonet. But OG dislikes it, since the officer had called him old. OG demands a larger old rusty cleaver. After much searching, one policeman officially brings OG exactly that kind of blade. Just as they were about to cut off the officer's finger, OG stopped them and warned, if you cut off one finger, he will show another. I will cut off the whole hand instant. As OG is about to swing the rusty cleaver, the terrified officer blasts out that everyone is being held in construction building. OG sneers that fear makes people talk, then leads his men to the construction site and begins slaughtering Omi's gang one by one, eventually killing them all and freeing Satya's people. After freeing everyone, OG goes to Jimmy's funeral. When Omi's men point guns at OG, the police suddenly point guns back at them behind. Omi's men accuse the police of protecting Omi, and the police admit it, but only because of OG's order it. OG tells Omi, I wanted to burn Jimmy's body, but I could not find his head to set it on fire. Omi reacts angry, but his father stops him from doing anything. OG added, Jimmy could have told you what I am, but he is dead now. Your father knows what I am, but he is not in the position to say, I have come. I will give you until this funeral time runs. Forget the container, or you will learn what I am. Omi asks, are you warning me? OG replies, this is not warning, it's a judgment. OG's judgment. Meanwhile, the chief minister comes to meet Satya. He brutally demands to know where the container is. Do you not know who I am? With one call, I will take over this entire port. Gambhira throws a few photographs in front of chief minister and replies, have you forgotten what I did for you? He remembered him that OG had killed many people before the minister's election. After showing this, OG scored the minister for saying nothing about what has happened in the port, and wants that from now on OG's rule will prevail, not the government's. Terrified, the minister leaves Satya's house. Gambhira then inspects the arms and weapons hidden around Satya's house. One by one, Gambhira's men bring killing Omi's men. David's men arrive and watch as Gambhira methodically slaughters Omi's people. Realizing he cannot take on OG alone, Omi calls David. David tells him to finish OG. Meanwhile, Omi studies an old port map, searching for the RDX. A policeman's corpse. What use is that old map? Take the new one. But Omi points out the new map has 2 underground chambers, while the old map has 3. Meaning the RDX must be in their 3rd underground. David's men confirm Omi Templars flare. At the same time, Gambhira goes down to the underground to inspect the RDX. Seeing it, Gambhira announces that Omi already knows where the explosives are and will soon come to take them. He must have a big plan. One of Gambhira's men asks, has Omi become a such big gangster? Gambhira confirms, yes, he is no ordinary man. He has destroyed many gangs and reached this level. But someone big must be backing him. This is one of Omi's men for questioning. He says someone's name Kubra. Hearing that, OG realizes Kubra is actually David. In other side, David then calls Omi and warns him about the consequence of betraying David. Omi replies that he will deliver the RDX and that tomorrow night, blast will be set off together. Many will die and everyone will see what Omi is capable of. OG learns about those planned blasts from Omi's men. He realizes the attacks are slated for David's birthday tomorrow, so OG must stop Omi before then. Scene shift to Arjun. He visits his mother Geeta. When he arrives after so long, Geeta says, "You remembered your mother after all this time?" Arjun replies, "I remember you all the time." Later, Arjun gets into the car, limping his car and blooding his anger. His mother asks, "What's wrong?" Arjun replies, "Before coming to see you, I wanted to see Gambira. I wanted to kill him." Hearing this, his mother protests. "What are you saying?" Arjun explained, "I did go to kill him, but Gambira's daughter appeared and I did not. Instead, I trapped Gambira in a chest. Now he will understand the pain of losing a loved one." At that moment, several men kidnap Gambira's daughter. Gambira quickly chases their vehicle and catch up once. But because of the girl is still inside the car, he does nothing further. The kidnappers then turn and head toward Gambira's car. When Gambira tries to reverse, a truck rams his car, something Arjun and Geeta witness up close. It's turned out this was Arjun's plan. He had locked his mother inside the car and injured Gambira, then come to finish him off. Just as he is about to shoot, one kidnapper thrusts a gun to Arjun's head from behind and says, "We don't work for you, we work for Omi." The kidnapper takes Gambira's daughter away. One of them tries to kill Arjun, but the warned Gambira shoots and kills that man, save Arjun. Geeta takes injured Gambira home. Arjun does not kill Gambira. They take him home for treatment. Meanwhile, Omi's men attack the underground at the port. They captured two of Gambira's close men and murdered Swalekha. Unable to kill Gambira's outside, Arjun returned home instant to killing him. When Satya intervenes, Arjun points a gun at Satya. Geeta stops her, but Arjun says, "Go away, I will avenge my father." Geeta then says that she will tell him who really killed her father, an incident that Gambira has kept secret for a long time. At that moment, a flashback being. We learn Arjun's father had started drug smuggling from the port. When Satya found out, he explained his son from the port. The son then made a deal with Miraskar. Together, they kidnapped Satya. That day, Arjun's father later armed himself and wanted to kill OG. Geeta saw this. She took the gun away, locked it in cupboard and locked the door from outside, leaving young Arjun in the house. Arjun's father demanded the cupboard key. While searching for it, Arjun found a gun. When Arjun tried to hand the gun to his father through the windows, he suddenly slipped and fell from a chair. The gun accidentally fired and dropped his father. Arjun then lost his consciousness. Geeta called OG, who arrived and picked up the gun. Arjun regained consciousness to find his father shot on the floor and OG holding the gun. Later, at his father's funeral, Arjun announced OG is the murderer, claiming he had witnessed it. OG, without protest, took responsibility and left town. After learning all this from his mother, Arjun's anger turned inward. He blamed himself. He tries to commit suicide with his own gun, but Geeta stops him and says, "You must not think of yourself as a murderer. OG carried that burden for you all those years." Arjun goes to see wounded OG, but finds OG missing from the room. Determined to help OG, Arjun prepares to go out. Satya advises him to take a gun. Meanwhile, Omi's men have planned 9 RTX explosives at 9 locations across Bombay. David also sees those plans through video footage. Later, Omi calls David and informs him that RTX explosives have been planted at 9 locations. They are set to detonate together at 9 p.m. Hearing this, David responds, "You want to make my birthday special? Then I will make you the best arms dealer in the Middle East." Meanwhile, Shinjo arrived from the Japan to meet David. He wants a Yokoja soldier leader. He approached David under the guise of a business deal and bring up OG. David, however, dismisses him. Shinjo wants that OG is not ordinary man. He has survived death multiple times and is already focused on his own mission. At that moment, OG is seen moving toward Omi's base. On the other hand, the police tell his daughter, "Your father is already dead. Who will save you now?" Then the girl shows him the CCTV footage and says, "Look, my father is coming." OG continues to systematically kill Omi's men, but cannot find Omi. One by one, OG kills all the Omi's gang. No one can stop him. Omi's own men try to fight back, but together they fail to stop OG. On the other hand, Omi also kills some OG's men inside, while David's men are watching everything on CCTV. David's men finally catch OG and bring him to Omi. Meanwhile, Miraskar meets Satya Dada, having shunned him under the pretext of showing the 9 artists blast together. When OG meet with Omi, Omi revealed that, "Not Jimmy, I killed Kanmani." During this confrontation, Omi drops Kanmani's Mangalsutra in OG's drinks, making OG slightly emotional. Then when David's men speak abusively to Kanmani, OG immediately kills him. He proceeds to kill several more of Omi's men and engage directly with Omi in combat. They clash fiercely, blow for blow. Eventually, when Omi cannot overpower OG, he threatened to kill Omi's daughter, Tara, letting her cries be heard over the phone. This weakens OG temporarily. When Omi ordered that police to kill Tara, a gunshot rings out. OG assumes she might have been shot and momentarily lost through strength. Omi's men aim their gun at him. In the other hand, Omi, David and Miraskar all wait for 9 p.m. as the blasts are scheduled to occur together across the city. However, when 9 p.m. arrives, nothing explodes. Everyone is shocked. On the phone, it is revealed that Tara is still alive. Before those police could harm her, Arjun had arrived, killed the police guarding her, and saved her. Meanwhile, OG's men had removed the RDX from all 9 locations in the city. OG now entered the scene. Omi's man fires gun and stabs at OG, but OG defends all attacks with her sword and kills Omi's man. OG moves toward Omi. Omi fired at him, but OG blocked every shot with his sword. OG finally leaves Omi with the explosive, and shortly afterward the RDX detonates, killing Omi. OG instructs Arjun to stay in Bombay and then leave. Arjun asks, "When will you return to Bombay?" OG replies, "When the time comes." And with this, the movie reaches its conclusion. Thank you.